Hi, well, my name is Craig Blanchette, and I'm a certified optimal health coach. And we've got a great meeting set for us. We're going to have 3 people share their life transformation stories. I'm going to start, and we're going to have Kit tell her story, and then Linda's going to tell her story. And so after each person tells their story, I'm going to open it up for maybe a comment or a highlight, or if something somebody said stirs something in you, feel free to jump in, or you may just want to give some encouragement if someone's story really impacted you. So that's what we're going to do. What's that?
Really quick, my mom just jumped on. She's the 703-819. Say hi, Donna. Hi, Donna.
703-819. Let me unmute her, and then I'm going to change her name to Donna, D-O-N-N-A. Donna, thank you for joining us.
Good to see you. Good to talk to you.
Yes. So I am basically Kit. Just so you know how this all works, is I'm a health coach, and I was working on getting healthy a while ago, and then I met Linda, and Linda started to join us and started to get healthy, and then Linda is Kit's coach, and you're Kit's mom, which is awesome because you've got a great daughter. So welcome to the phone call, I guess.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. We're gonna jump into our stories here, and then you can, if you want to unmute yourself, you hit *6 on your phone, because right now everybody's muted. Or for those of you that aren't on the telephone, just click on the mute button down in the corner when you want to talk. But I'm going to start off with my story. I'm going to share my screen, which will give you a picture of it's my before and after photo, and so. You can see the picture on the left there. You know what? Here's a crazy thing. I didn't even plan this. That photo was taken at Disney World down in Florida. And this is my 2 boys and my wife are in the background. And I remember waking up that morning thinking, I'm going to wear this hot tank top. Like, it's going to make me look so strong and whatever. It's warm here, and I'm going to wear something that shows off my muscles. Well, it showed off kind of my flabby fat arms is what it actually did. And when I saw that picture later, my wife says, don't ever wear that again. And I was like, oh yeah, let's not do that. And the picture on the right actually was about a year later. And that picture was taken, I ride hand cycles. And so I've been a professional athlete since 1986. I've set 21 world records, and I'm an Olympic bronze medalist. And so working out and racing has been part of my life. And the guy on the left there wasn't able to do a whole lot of that because I kind of lost my health along the way. And that picture on the right was taken there was a race that starts in Seattle, Washington, and it ends in Portland. So it's called Seattle to Portland, or STP. It's just over 200 miles, and that was at the 100-mile marker. So that was at the halfway point. And I was able to complete the entire bike ride in one day. It took me 12 and a half hours, and most people do it in 2 days. And really, I owe it to the things that I learned on this program. It's not really a program that ever ends. It's a Habits of Health training program. And so I'm continuing to learn how to new habits of health, and I'm learning to incorporate those into my life. And then one of the things that I've decided to do was to actually get certified as a health coach. So I went through a training program because I didn't want to keep this for just me. There was a lot of people that I wanted to share it with, and 2 of those people are going to be sharing their story today. And so I'm going to introduce Kit. Kit is actually working with Linda, and I'm Linda's coach, and Linda's Kit's coach. So I want to toss this over to Kit, and we'll do a little bit of an interview with her, and I'm going to share her picture as well. So let me pull that up here. So there we go, Kit. So you've got 2 photos here, and tell me, why don't you just tell us a little bit about kind of these. There's the same clothing and the same person, but seems like it's different people. So tell me a little bit about this picture.
Well, they're exactly 1 year apart, November 4th. The one on the short-haired photo is from 2014. I was working as a full-time corporate gym sales manager. And when I say full-time, I meant like all of my time was engulfed in working all the time. The photo, it was me and my friend, two of my friends. The gentleman that's standing next to me was one of our personal training directors. And so me and one of my friend Gabby went out to work out with him at one of the gyms. And I'm wearing the same pants in the picture. In the short-haired picture, working out comfortably in that outfit, I felt very big. I felt that everyone was I liked the pants. I thought they were fun. They kind of fit my personality, but at the same time, I felt like a caution cone and that everyone was like staring at my lower half. And when we took the picture, because my friend Gabby's going through her health journey too. We took more than one and we tried to position our bodies so that we didn't look as big. I was just shy of like probably 190, maybe 180 on a good day. And working out was awkward, like continuing to have to pull up my pants and pull my shirt down and just awful. The picture on the right is 6 days ago. Now around 160, which is awesome. I feel way more comfortable wearing those clothes. I don't really have to pose to make myself look not as big. And I just felt like I feel more comfortable as how I am now. That's
great. So what are you, obviously it's obvious that there's a different size person, 160 to 190. Obviously the scale measures a different number, but there seems, I don't know about you guys, but when I look at that photo, there seems to be something different coming from inside those two different people. And so what are some of the things that you're learning and some of the changes that you're experiencing while you're as part of this program and this process?
Well, in the short-haired picture, like I said, I was working at a gym, and all I really focused on was the working out aspect of becoming healthy, not the emotional, mental, and what I'm eating and what I'm practicing and all that kind of stuff. And with being in this community, I've learned a lot of healthier habits. I know it's helped me deal with stress, deal with anxiety, deal with being overwhelmed, making the right health choices, an array. I actually, talking to you both yesterday, Craig and Linda, I was trying to figure out what exactly to say and how to talk about my health journey. And it was interesting to me writing it down today because as I wrote it down, I wrote three things of where I had been. And
can you show us that thing you wrote?
It's my little pyramid. Mm-hmm. So there's where I was, where I'm now, and where I want to be. And looking at it and talking to you, about it, it's just interesting how all of this, like, it just simplifies itself. I'm not eating and drinking the same ways. I'm not, I'm comfortable in my body. I'm comfortable mentally. I'm comfortable emotionally. And it really just comes down to all of that. Just the healthy mind, the healthy body, the healthy heart, and the healthy kit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said something about community, and describe a little bit of that for folks that may not know what that looks like or means.
Being able to buzz in and see everyone's beautiful faces once, if not twice a week, is awesome. We all kind of
meetings like this on a regular basis. Yep. Okay.
We share little victories, big victories. I remember one time texting Linda as I had a couple potato chips in my hand, knowing I shouldn't eat them, and then throwing them back over there. And it's a small victory. Stepping on the scale and seeing a difference, looking in the mirror, seeing a difference, being able to bend over without my love handles popping out because they're getting smaller is awesome. Being able to work out and feel healthy, being able to look to go for a walk when I'm frustrated or anxious, or just learning about different outlets, learning about different options, learning about improving and being healthy.
No, that's so great. So thank you, Kit, for your story. At this point, I'd love for folks that maybe something that Kit said jumped out at you, or even something that I said earlier. Go ahead and unmute yourself and dive in, and we'll go from there. If you don't know how to unmute yourself, click on the screen and click on unmute, or if you're on a computer, down in the bottom left corner, you can just click on unmute. So go for it. Looks like Britt's up first.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm just beginning this journey, and for me it's kind of weird because 5 years ago today, I actually refereed professional wrestling. And that takes a lot. And for me, getting back in, it basically was when I was tying my shoe and I was out of breath. And I was like, I can't do this. I'm 37. I shouldn't look like this. I wouldn't mind looking good on stage and all that jazz. So I think probably Kit's seen it on my Facebook. I kind of shared, my picture of my fat self, and kind of inspired a lot of people. And I've lost 5 pounds, which is great, and I did it in a month, which was tremendous, just getting back to a routine that I did back in the day. So but I think what was missing for me was this community, what you guys are doing. I've never been around this. Some people have been like, hey, keep going, congratulations. Then they'd walk off, and I'd be like, okay, I'll just go to Burger King and something like that. So, but being around this is pretty neat. So.
Good. By the way, Richard, and for the rest of you, every Tuesday night, West Coast time is 6 o'clock. Colorado time would be 7. East Coast would be 9. We do what we call a healthy huddle. And there's probably 30 people that tune in once a week. We've been doing this for 2.5 years. And so you are all welcome to come back. I know tonight you're primarily here to listen to Kit's story and listen to Linda's story. But if this community is something that seems interesting to you or valuable, hey, you can come back. Britt, you had something that you wanted to say.
Oh, sorry. Kit's been preaching to me pretty heavily. I'm about to sip the Kool-Aid, I'd imagine. I've seen her pretty much. I work out with her pretty much all the time. We got the same kind of workout schedule. So I've seen a big transformation in her. She pushes me hard. I definitely can't slack. So she's awesome. So
good. Well, thank you for tuning in here and just supporting her. You guys probably have no idea what this does to somebody. I know you're being inspired by Kit's story, but you being here is, I'm telling you, a big deal. So anybody else want to make a comment or two for Kit? Bobette, did you say yes? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, hit *6, or maybe just try talking. Let's see. It looks like we don't have any audio on you now. So you may click on the screen and click on Join Audio down in the bottom left corner, and that might get you dialed in here.
Craig, she also is dialed in on the phone. Can you unmute her phone?
She was, but she's gone away on there.
Oh
no, wait a minute. No,
she's there. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Bobette, go for it. Try talking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
You can hear me now? I worked out with Kit too, and I met Kit at where we all work out, where Brett works out. And what amazes me is her amount of energy. You always go in there, she has a smile on her face. and her attitude is always positive about stuff. I have never seen her with anything bad to say about anything or anybody. And that positive attitude that comes out of her makes the person that she's dealing with smile on top of it. So it's like, not necessarily paying it forward, but it shows in the next person, and then that next person pays it forward to another person. It's like a commercial on TV where one person helps one person, then they go to help another person type of thing. And I get that from her every day, and I feel like a old dog being around young puppies and getting my energy from that, and that's where she's awesome that way.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Babette. I noticed that Kit had to pause her video for a minute because there's some joy coming out of her eyes. It's so exciting to see that. Oof, I'm having a little moment right now, too. Thank you for doing that with me, Kit. Awesome. Well, we've got one more story here, and this is Linda's story. And so I'm going to pull up Linda's photo as well and share her story. And then I'll give you a little bit of some pointers about some strategies that we've used to basically build these healthy habits into our lives. But go ahead, Linda, tell us a little bit about those two pictures.
Yeah, well, I could talk about Kit forever. But the cool thing is Craig said yes to health. I started my journey because Craig said yes to his health, so I was able to say yes. And, Kit is now starting her journey. And a lot of you can relate to that because you started somewhere. Someone else, you've inspired someone else. So I love that. But the picture on the left is at a wedding, about probably at my heaviest. I was around 175. And for me, I have been yo-yo dieting, and maybe some of you can relate to this, since I was about 13, which is really sad, but I think more people can relate to that. And I just struggled with social eating, how to handle and control my cravings. And really, a lot of it boiled down to I was just uncomfortable and my knees hurt. And I had watched my dad just a couple months prior to starting my journey go through a knee replacement surgery. And man, those doctors and PTs were all over, Dan, that's my dad's name, Dan, you got to get the weight off. You got to get the weight off. It's going to help the knee heal. And so I had that in my head, and I was thinking, I'm 28, my knees hurt. It hurts to get on the floor with my nieces and nephews already. It already hurts to go hiking, which is something that I love, that I used to do a lot with my twin sister. And I was just frustrated, and I felt pretty hopeless. And so we met Craig at a nonprofit that I worked at, and he posted a ratio that shocked me. And that ratio is every pound of weight is about 4 pounds of pressure. And when you're talking about having knee pain at 28 and already knowing that you're not where you want to be, that was a huge wake-up call. So my husband and I decided to start together. Jay is also on this call. And we lost 100 pounds together, 35 for me and 60 for him. And I think one of the biggest things that I've gained is I feel like and I've talked with my twin about this, as we move into the new stage of life of being moms, I feel like I have some control and hope over not only my weight, but how to eat and how to go into a wedding or a party where there's food. And typically my first go-to is, how can I eat as much as possible with as little people seeing me as possible? I don't know if anybody else can relate to that, but that was me, kind of going into the corner and eating. And now feeling like I have some strategies and I have some tools, and my knees don't hurt anymore. And I used to say I hate running. I have degenerative knee disorder, so I can't run. So I'll never run. Well, when you have as much pressure on my knees as I did, yes, running was painful. Now I don't have that excuse. I still don't like to run, I'll be honest. But my husband and I are able to go where we've met a lot of you on here, and move into now, I've gotten the weight off. I've gotten rid of that issue. I'm working on my habits, sleep, water, stress. Now I'm actually able to focus on getting in the best shape that I can. So that's, and one of the last things that I'll add is I decided to start paying it forward because I saw the hope that I had and was able to assist my dad. He's lost 40 pounds, and my mom said he has more energy than I ever knew him having, and see people in our family and friends and community reclaim their health and get off of medications and have hope again. And it's a journey, but like Richard said, this is a community. And that's been one of the hugest factors for us, is to stay connected to like-minded people, even when it's hard, and to move forward. So in helping us other people, we've moved here to Colorado, and because I don't have to work a regular job because I do this, I assist others in health. When my nephew was born and had a really scary start, I never had to take time off from work to go be at the hospital. And I didn't take a pay cut either. So I could be where I wanted to be in a place that was important to me without worrying about a job. And it's been one of the biggest blessings to be able to have, is to assist others and then know how to navigate health and life and stress, and then also have a job that allows me to be where I need to be. That's important to me. Mm-hmm. So I hope that wasn't too long. It was kind of fast. I know we're running short.
No, that was great. Thank you, Linda. One of the things that when you become a certified health coach, you have your own health coach practice. So you get to choose your schedule, and there's a lot of flexibility in that. And that's the neat thing about becoming healthy. Really, it was that Linda can help other people while she was also able to have the finances for her and Jay to move to Colorado. And then shortly after that, her sister had a baby, and who knew that there was going to be the complications that they did have, but she was basically able to help out. I'd love to turn it over to you guys. Was there something that Linda said there that stuck out to you that you wanted to comment on? And go ahead, unmute yourself.
Talking about hope. One thing that I did feel, looking at the picture comparisons that we looked at of myself when I first did it, was hope. Knowing that with hard work and support and the community that we have and the education system that we have and just all of the elements that help create healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit, heart, kit is just an amazing feeling. I'm going home for the first time since February, and I'm excited to see everybody, and I'm excited for everyone to see how far I've come, and it's just awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited for you too. I'm excited that we've prepared you to have that health is more than weight loss. And so when we get in stressful situations, sometimes our family situations aren't exactly how we want them to be. And sometimes it's our fault, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just family. And so being able to talk about those kinds of things and have a strategy to try and still be healthy, even when we have Thanksgiving and we have Christmas coming up, right? And one thing I know about my family is my family's a gift. But my wife, I picked my wife. My kids were given to me. My family was given to me. I didn't choose them. I just get them. And so sometimes we get along great and sometimes we don't. But I want to be as healthy as I can no matter what. And so I've learned some skills through this program that help me in all situations, including family ones. And so that's why 5 years later I'm still learning and still growing. And that's what I love about this program. I know Karen had a peanut butter story that she wanted to share regarding Linda. And so are you available, Karen? She muted herself, so she might not be. Well, we'll see if she comes back around. Vera, yeah, go for it. I'll unmute you there.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just kind of reached out to Linda on a whim, and I think that Homer and I are both very glad that we did. We've gone to Disneyland twice since we've started this journey, and we've had little step backs. Neither of us have gained weight back, but, just kind of stalled our weight loss a little bit, which I'm thankful for not gaining it back. I'll say that. But when you were just talking about the knee things, like, I just know that just sitting on my knees on the floor with my daughter, like, it's more comfortable. And it wasn't necessarily something I thought, like, oh, I'm overweight, that's why it's hurting me. It was just more of like, oh, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this. And I carry my baby around on me a lot, and she weighs a little bit less than what I've lost so far. And so when I carry her, sometimes I think, oh, I feel like I'm weighed down a little bit. And I think, oh my God, I was carrying a baby around, an extra baby. And I still have another baby I want to lose. But it's just it's kind of like an exciting reminder, like, oh my gosh, I've lost this little person off of me. and so I don't know, that's what I thought of when Linda was talking about the knee pain. And I know we're glad we reached out, and we're not done yet. But
is that Gabby?
It's Gabriella.
Hi, Gabriella. Good to see you again.
I'm glad you reached out too, Vera. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you a little bit about some strategies and some of the things that we've done here. Our program, believe it or not, is not a weight loss program. I know you're probably going, what? Because we've talked about weight loss, but if you listened carefully, we actually talked about health gain. And here's some stats. 86% of people that lose weight and get to their goal gain all of it back with interest in 2 years. Britt sounds like he's one of those. Yeah, so if we do a diet program, if that was almost 9 out of 10 people that lose weight on a diet gain all their weight back, I would ask you, do you want to do a diet program? Probably you don't. Exercise is similar. You can lose some weight sometimes with exercise, but sometimes you just get stuck or you get hurt or something happens in your life and you're not able to keep up. Downside to exercise is an hour of exercise takes roughly 60 minutes, right? That's an hour, by the way. And so it takes time to burn calories. And then when you burn calories, sometimes the side effect is you get hungry. And then something in my brain says, well, I worked out hard, I can eat that. I don't know if you have the same voices in your head, but that's the voice in my head. So that's the problem with exercise-based health. Exercise needs to be a piece, but it can't be like it. And so our program has 3 primary tools that all kind of work together to build a healthier person over time. One of the things that we've talked about, and I've told you about, it's this book called The Habits of Health. And there's a workbook and a book. And we also have on-demand audio trainings for those that like to listen rather than read. And when you study these habits, if you learn them, that's part of the battle. And then if you incorporate them, the more you incorporate, the better your chances are of lasting changes. We have with every program and every human being on the planet, you need to fuel your body. And we have a very, very unique 3-phased fueling program. We use a specific strategy when you're trying to lose weight. But guess what? You actually do hit your goal weight. And so you can't have just a weight loss strategy. We have to have a strategy for transitioning after you lose your weight, and then for something that we call optimizing, which is how to continue to get healthier after you've lost your weight, because there is life after weight loss, and you may have been a long-term dieter. So you're either losing or gaining, and those are the only two programs you know. Well, there's this other program called Maintaining or Optimizing, and we focus and teach people that. So we get your weight off, and then we teach you how to live. We call it Disneyland. We teach you how to live at Disneyland, really. And then the third piece, and you've heard people talk about this on this call, everybody gets plugged into our community and has a personal health coach. So Kit is being trained as a health coach. She is now building the skills to help other people learn what she's learning. Linda is a health coach. I'm a health coach. And so we have two sides of this program. Most people start out with wanting to see some change in results. And a lot of those people, about 2 in 5, get inspired. And they actually say, wait a minute, you mean I could learn some of these things? We're like, well, you actually know a lot of them already. But yeah, we can teach you how to help other people. And you might even have a little spare time or part-time career. Sometimes people decide it's a full-time career. It really is up to the individual. But one thing that I do know is that when you're helping somebody else with their journey, somehow it affects your journey. And so for me, I get to practice my habits of health every day with me, and then I get to help other people while they're practicing theirs. And so it's a huge thing. So we've got our nutrition plan, we've got the lifestyle change, healthy habits plan, and then we have our community that's headed up by a personal health coach. And so what I want to do now is take a few questions, but ultimately I want to also just thank you guys for coming. And then if something that somebody said has maybe sparked some more questions or some interest, you can actually connect with Kit or Linda, and we have an interview process where we walk through what we call a well-being evaluation, where we sort of get like a big picture of what you're trying to do and where you want to go in your health and why you want to go there. And then if we can, we will structure a strategy that might help you with that journey. And so do any of you have a question or two based upon some of the things I've said or something else that's popped up in your mind that I can answer now? All right.
Or any comments. I think some people had comments.
Yeah.
Any last minute thoughts. Yeah. Feel free to encourage. Or not.
Awesome. Well, here's what we're going to do then. Oh, Adrienne, did you have something?
I did.
Go for it. Yeah.
I have a comment. 2 things, or actually one for each of your stories. First, thank you for sharing them. I think it's valuable, and stories are really how people can connect and relate. And so thank you for allowing me to be a part of this session. Craig, when you shared, and Kit, both of you talked about and shared in your stories about things that you wore. And Craig, what you had shared about you thought you looked great in this shirt, right? And Kit, when you mentioned about the pants and just, being aware of, or thinking that all eyes are on you and the lower part. And then for Linda to just talk about, some of the things that you were going through as you were looking at, the way that you look at how can I eat as much without people really noticing or just really being transparent about that. I think I have looked in the mirror at times and thought that things looked better than they really did. And I think that takes courage to realize it doesn't look as good as you think. And then also have had that thought in my head of somebody, looking at specific areas and thinking, gosh, what do they think about me in this outfit? And I just really want to say thank you to each of you for just being so relatable and brave and being able to share these stories. And I have had this conversation with Linda and Jay before when they visited out here. And it's something that I hope to be on this journey with them. And I'm just excited to learn more. So thank you all.
Thank you, Adrienne. It meant a lot you guys were here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thank you. We're not really trying to get people into a program. We're trying to, what we call this community is, and I may have said this, but we're a bunch of people that have decided we're not as healthy as we want to be. So that's the one thing we have in common. And then we basically when I started my journey, I realized I wasn't healthy as I wanted to be, and I found this book, and Dr. A was giving me some pointers, but I thought, I don't want to do this by myself. So I looked around me, and I found some other people that were like me. They started with some of my family members. And so we started working together, and I started teaching them a few things that I was learning. They were teaching me some things they were learning. And, we fast forward 5 years, and I personally have helped 1,000 people. Unbelievable. Right. And then because I've had some of those people join me and get trained like I got trained, Linda was one of them, the number is more than 5,000. It's quite frankly, it's sobering and remarkable to think that my little journey needing to lose 50 pounds has turned into more than 5,000 lives that have been touched, that have tasted a little bit of this process, and we now know each other in some way. And that's really what we're trying to do. Is it's not about a specific kind of program. It's about a community of people that have decided that they just don't want to stay the same. They want things to get better. And we figured that we have better chances if we do it together. I know that if you're scripture says that if you're walking down the path by yourself and you fall down, nobody's there to pick you up. But if you're walking with somebody else and you fall down, they have somebody there to help pick you up. And so we're designed to live life in community. And so we've tried to create a community where people, when we fall down, we have others that pick us up. And it's making a difference. And so, again, thank you all for being part of this community here tonight. Thank you, Kit and Linda, for sharing your stories. Thank you for coming on, those of you that came on to actually support Kit. I know she was a little nervous sharing her story, and so that meant a lot. And so what I want to do is just follow up with Kit if you have some additional questions, or maybe there's some personal things that you maybe wanted to talk about that you would feel more comfortable just talking one-on-one. But we have room in our community for you. And if some of these things resonated with you and you want to come back, literally next week, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, at this same exact place, just tune in a little bit earlier, and there'll be a bunch of us here talking about healthy things and working on our health together. So thank you again, everybody. Thanks for everybody who showed up, and thanks for sharing your heart with us. Well, have a good night, guys.
Thank you so much, Craig. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. So good to see you guys. We know community is important to you because you showed up.
Yep.
So
good night,
thanks,
guys.
you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.